On News Live at 6, Remembrance Week continues, SU marking 35 years since the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103. How our community is honoring the victims.
Plus, hysteria at the Everson Museum, a new exhibit going back in time through SU's Lightworks studio, utilizing Syracuse scenery.
And a look into the efforts behind the Syracuse Families Pictures event. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Today marks the third day of Syracuse University's 35th Annual Remembrance Week. Good evening and welcome to News Live at 6. I'm John Perik.
And I'm Zach Richter, in for Jake Morrell. A week dedicated to remember the victims of the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103.
That's right. Now, events began Sunday with a candlelight vigil in Hendricks Chapel and a stone painting event on Monday. The week continues tomorrow with the Sitting in Solidarity display, where the Remembrance and Lockerbie scholars will sit in seats on the quad for 35 minutes. That starts at 9:15 in the morning. Then tomorrow evening, you can watch the screening of the film Seat 20D. And then after that, the events will continue through Saturday, and all students are welcome.
And happening now, Syracuse University is hosting its annual flu clinic at the Barnes Center. Students are strongly encouraged to receive their flu vaccine as flu cases are anticipated to rise this year. Students can register for an appointment through their patient portal. The clinic is set to run through November.
And Everson Art Museum here in Syracuse has a display right now that will make you rethink traditional art. Our reporter Caitlin Campbell is in studio to break down this new exhibit. Caitlin.
Yes, guys, Hysteria is the name of this new project on display at the Everson Museum, created by Lightworks Urban Video Project and the Institute of Queer Ecology. The meaning behind this project takes a historical dive. SU Lightworks welcomed artists from the Institute of Queer Ecology last February to work on their next big piece. Program Director of Lightwork Urban Video Project, Annika Hare, explains the residency.
This piece, which is titled Hysteria, is really special because it was actually created right here in Syracuse this last February. So, Institute of Queer Ecology was here as part of Urban Video Project's commission program, which is a program in which we invite artists to come here for a period of residence and to create new work while they're here.
Nicholas Baird, co-director of Queer Ecology, explains where the ideas stem from for the piece.
It came from a moment when the day after we both arrived, we both got COVID, and had this sort of out of time experience stuck in this cabin in the evening, and the sort of fevered dream would take form, and we'd have these long conversations about illness and socially spread diseases.
The dancing plug is the inspiration of the piece, which is a historical phenomenon in which people would uncontrollably dance until exhaustion when ecological events or famine occur. COVID-19 got the artist hooked, and they got to work.
We gathered the team, and then we all plopped down into Syracuse and some sort of vague ideas of where we wanted to do shots and what the type of shots that we wanted, but nothing like you would do for a real a feature-length film.
The project not only highlighted the landscape of Syracuse, but also students. SU can go and see that can be seen and incorporated into the dance. Hysteria can be viewed at the Everson Museum Thursday through Saturday each weekend. Reporting in studio, I'm Caitlin Campbell. Guys, back to you.
Great stuff, Caitlin. Thank you very much. I'll tell you, though, Zach, something that's not great, the weather outside. I took a walk out, see Brandon, he's outside, he's going to be doing a live weather, we're going to have him in a second. But I asked him, why is it gloomy, why is it cold, and where's the sunshine? Where's the warm temperature? What's going on?
I think it's supposed to be getting warmer soon, John, but our CitrusTV weather anchor, Brandon Myers, is now live on the CitrusTV weather deck with more. Hey, Brandon.
Brandon, I want some good news. Come on.
Well, John, I don't really have too much good news right now. Now, look, I'm no meteorologist, but if you look behind me, you can certainly see a lot of clouds, and I'm definitely feeling very chilly right now. Let's dive right into our temperatures right now. So right now, it's 54 degrees out. It's mostly cloudy with 5-mile-per-hour winds. We're definitely seeing a lot of these cool fall temperatures Taking a look now across our region, 54 degrees seems to be the common theme, even going down to 50 degrees in Cortland, and it's actually going to be 50 degrees here in Syracuse later tonight. Clouds are going to be moving away slightly. It's going to be partly cloudy with 2-mile-per-hour winds. But John, you're certainly right. It definitely is very gloomy with all this gray around. I'm starting to get hit with that seasonal depression. I could really use a change of scenery, so luckily I'm going to be in studio in just a few moments. Guys?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Let's get you back in studio as quickly as possible. Now, over the weekend, the Family Pictures Syracuse event highlighted marginalized and forgotten members of Syracuse's history. Tonight, our Maura Vaughn has a behind-the-scenes look on what went into planning this event. Maura?
Thanks, John. Yesterday, reporter Tyler O'Donnell gave Live at 6 an inside look of the Syracuse community members who donated their family images to create a more inclusive photo archive of the city's history. But without the work and efforts from SU faculty members and contributors, such as co-founder Thomas Allen and the Turning the Lens collective group of SU faculty and students, this event could not have occurred. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then the dozens of stories and images told by Syracuse community members would be a novel. Thomas Allen, co-founder of Family Pictures Institute for Inclusive Storytelling, brought his initiative to Syracuse with the goal of sharing SU history through pictures, and he couldn't have done it without the help of the university's volunteers and faculty.
And part of that coexisting is also co-creating. And so to work with young people, new generations, to work with my colleagues who are faculty members with whom I've been in dialogue, we've been talking about this for 10 years. So finally to have it be brought here, I mean, it's pretty phenomenal, right?
Like, people have so many backgrounds, people come from so many different places, and you never know someone's story. Each photo holds a different site, something that you'll never know. And I was like, I want to be a part of this. This sounds so fun. And it's great that I'm able to interview people and get that perspective.
A group of university students and faculty who call themselves Turning a Lens Collective works to appreciate that images often go unseen and unheard, and are giving these members of the community a space to share their local history and impact on the city.
One of the other aspects of organizing this has been to engage Syracuse University students in a community project. So it's also an opportunity for film and media arts students to connect with Newhouse students, to connect with students from my own department in English.
I'm a policy major. I focus on local government, specifically Syracuse, and because this project is trying to center gaps and filling in gaps within Syracuse history and archival sites in the city, I thought it was really important to be a part of it. I think it's important as just a student to be able to work alongside different initiatives through SU, because then I'm a part of that history where I'm trying to get students to come off the Hill and have access to Syracuse history to learn about.
Now, if you're interested in viewing these family images, be sure to check out the archive of the Syracuse images in Byrd Library on November 15th, where the SU Black archived images will be on display. This is Maura Vaughn reporting for CitrusTV News. Jake and John, back to you.
Maura, thanks for your coverage tonight. Now, a 36-year-old Syracuse man is recovering after being stabbed in the arm. Syracuse police responding to the 100 block of Grand Ave for a stabbing and transported him then to Upstate Hospital. He's expected to make a full recovery. Police found that the incident originated at the 900 block of St. Getty Street.
The Jamesville-DeWitt Central School District voted yesterday evening to sue several social media companies due to the effect they are having on students. The district will join a class action lawsuit against companies like Meta and TikTok. They say that these platforms knowingly allow minors to share emotionally harmful content that can impact students' well-being. And coming up on News Live at 6, the folks running to represent Syracuse in Congress are revealing their fundraising numbers, how much the candidates raised.
Plus, we've got more drama on Capitol Hill. Why the House will go another day without a speaker. That story after the break.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzing overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know. That's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
Jason, let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. In Washington, another day goes by without a Speaker of the House. Many in the GOP were hoping Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan would get enough votes to end this process. But 20 Republicans voted against him on the floor this afternoon. Jordan can only afford to lose 4 votes, so he has a long way to go. One member who's supporting Jordan today is Syracuse Congressman Brandon Williams.
All right, well, we've got new details tonight on the race for New York's 22nd Congressional District. Candidates filed their quarterly fundraising reports with the Federal Election Commission. And, of course, our political reporter, Luke Radel, he's back with us. It's another Tuesday, another Luke Day, and we've got so many questions, Luke.
Hey there, John. On that last story, remember 2 weeks ago when I told you that you had a better shot of becoming Speaker?
Can I still be Speaker?
I think you can. You've got a better shot right now than Jim Jordan does. But getting to the latest news out of NY22, every 3 months, the folks running for federal office need to share how much money their campaigns have raised and spent. The most recent reports were filed over the weekend, which, guys, as you can imagine, is kind of like Christmas morning for me. So let's examine how the candidates in our local race for U.S. Congress have done so far. First up is incumbent Congressman Republican Brandon Williams. He raised a little over $285,000, which is the second lowest of the 18 so-called GOP frontliners, the group of Republican freshman congressmen who won in districts that President Biden carried in 2020. The lowest fundraiser out of that group, by the way, was embattled Congressman from Long Island, George Santos. The Williams team says that his fundraising over the summer was affected by the congressman's health. He had to have a cardiac bypass surgery back in July to fix an artery blockage. Here's what Brandon Williams had to say about that experience and the recovery process back in August.
The last 5 weeks, frankly, have been a little bit scary. And we faced some complications and, frankly, a painful and uncomfortable recovery over these last several weeks. But I'll tell you, I'm back.
Now let's turn to the congressman's Democratic opponents. This was State Senator John Mannion's first quarter as a candidate for Congress, and in total, he raised about $221,000. He spent just under $70,000, meaning that he has $150,000 in cash on hand. Mannion also received several large contributions from labor unions. As an example, he received $5,000 from the American Federation of Teachers, as a former teacher himself. However, the bad news for Mannion comes in his side-by-side comparison with Sarah Clee Hood, his Democratic primary opponent. The DeWitt Town Councilor outraised him this quarter by over $15,000. She also brought in more individual donations and donors than Mannion did and has more cash on hand. Senator Mannion has had a rocky start to his campaign after comments he made about abortion in an interview with Citrus TV News went viral. Here's how he answered a question about whether he believes the government should restrict abortion access.
You don't believe there should be any restrictions on abortion?
Oh, of course there should be. There are restrictions on abortion. We already have those in place, right? So we have timelines in place. What has been politicized are the words that that there is going to be abortion on demand and abortion up until the moment of birth. Those situations are very rare. No one wants that.
Now, Zach and John, the senator received a lot of criticism for those comments, including from his opponent, Sarah Clee Hood, but it's still early in the cycle, and there's over a year to go until the 2024 election. For now, the candidates are working hard to build up that war chest that they hope will get them to Washington. Guys?
Okay, Luke, thank you as always. Speaking of Senator Mannion, he was in Liverpool today telling the community who he wants to take his place in the state Senate. Assemblyman Al Strupe is running to replace Mannion in the Senate District 50. The district includes parts of Onondaga and Oswego counties. Sturpey was joined by Mannion and State Senator Rachel May, who both endorsed him. Another Democrat, Tom Drum of Oswego County, is also running for the seat in 2024.
And over in the Middle East, the Gaza Health Ministry says an Israeli airstrike hit a hospital full of people, both wounded and seeking shelter. Israeli military officials are denying responsibility. They say the strike actually came from a Palestinian rocket misfire. The explosion killed at least 500 people.
Israeli airstrikes continue in the south, and dozens of civilians have been killed, as well as one senior leader of Hamas. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken secured an agreement with Israel to discuss the delivery of aid to the region. President Biden will be traveling there overnight.
But New York State Governor Kathy Hochul, she's on her way to Israel today. In a statement last night, Hochul announcing that she would travel to Israel on a solidarity mission due to the current events taking place.
Hochul says she plans to meet with diplomatic leaders and communities who have been affected. She says, quote, during these difficult times, it is more important than ever for New York to show in support of Israel.
The governor's trip to Israel comes as the country prepares for an expected invasion of Gaza, and it is predicted that she will overlap with President Biden, who also plans to visit, after receiving an invitation from Israel's prime minister.
The statement came from U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, who has been traveling around the Middle East this week, including a stop in Israel yesterday. Blinken says, quote, he is coming here at a critical moment for Israel, for the region, and for the world.
And now, after the break, we will have your full 5-day forecast.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hi, my name is Sadie Miller.
My name is Luke Brady. I go by St. Luke.
So this one I started with this guitar lick.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Now let's take a look here at our 5-day forecast. Very similar to today, we're going to be seeing a lot of clouds. On Wednesday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 62 and a low of 47. Thursday and Friday, the temperatures are going to be bumping up just a little bit. On Thursday, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 67 and a low of 55. Friday, the sun is getting completely shut out. We got a high of 67 and a low of 52. The weekend, it's not really looking too good. We're going to be seeing some rain. On Saturday, we got a high of 58 and a low of 46. And then on Sunday, it's going to be getting even colder with a high of 49 and a low of 40. Oh my God. Taking a look now at our radar, this is towards the end of the week, Thursday through Sunday. Like I said, we're going to be seeing some rain all across the region. As you can see, the rain is slowly starting to move in. So right now, tomorrow and Thursday is pretty much the last days you're going to be able to see some sun. So if you want to go out, certainly make sure you do it within these next few days, but also make sure you bring your coat and then especially your rain jacket, because we do have a little bit of a storm coming in across our region. But meanwhile, what else of a storm do we have coming in sports?
Well, coming up in sports, a Florida State player dominated against SU football, and Syracuse women's ice hockey has a big tilt tonight. All that and more, stay with us.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
When a football player has 9 catches for 140 yards with multiple explosive plays, heads are bound to turn. Welcome to sports. I'm Ben Spector. Florida State receiver Keon Coleman put on a show in number 4 FSU's 41-3 domination. Look at this one-handed catch. It's a highlight reel play, leaping up, one-handed grab in the first quarter. With leading target Johnny Wilson out, Coleman stepped into the number 1 role and caught the eye of SU head coach Dino Babers.
One-handed catch and then came down, looked like he was a gymnast or something like that. Yeah, God was showing off when he made him. That was extremely athletic. I do remember those plays.
Well, Coleman showed off his athletic ability throughout. On top of the 140 receiving yards, the junior had 107 punt return yards. That was good enough to earn ACC Special Teams Player of the Week. Meanwhile, Garrett Schrader, the quarterback for SU, struggled with just under 100 yards passing, and Baber said after the game that the quarterback had food poisoning that ultimately hindered his performance. SU has a bye week this week before it takes on Virginia Tech on Thursday, October 26th at 7:30. Be sure to tune into Orange Press Pass at 12:30 a.m. It's going to be a late one on Citrus TV for post-game coverage. Over to the rink, Syracuse women's ice hockey hits the road today. After splitting the series with RPI over the weekend, SU travels to Ithaca to take on number 9 Cornell. But the Orange are hot, specifically the defense. Goalie Allie Kelly earned each of the first 2 CHA Goaltender of the Week awards. And then also on top of that, Rachel Teslak was just named CHA Defenseman of the Week. Plus, SU is 16 for 18 on the penalty kill and hasn't given up a power play goal in the last 4 contests. The Orange can end a 14-game losing streak to the Big Red. Puck drop is set for 7 this evening. Philadelphia and Arizona go head-to-head in Game 2 tonight, but first, what happened in Game 1 was spectacular between the two. 3 different home runs. Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, and Bryce Harper all went yard. It's a 1-0 series lead for the Phillies, and Philadelphia and Arizona go head-to-head. Aaron Nola, the right-handed pitcher, is on the bump for Philadelphia, but also Merrill Kelly is on the bump for the Diamondbacks. And to the ALCS rather, the Rangers and the Astros went head-to-head yesterday. The Rangers took Game 2 5-4, and that was behind 8 different Texas hits. The Rangers scored 4 runs in the first inning, never looked back. The ALCS goes to Texas with the Rangers up 2-0, could take down the defending World Series champs in Texas. Back to the NLCS, let's talk more about that Game 1. 5-3 win for the Phillies. First pitch of the game, Kyle Schwarber goes yard, then the birthday boy. At his 31st birthday, he celebrates it in a big way. Bryce Harper rounds the bases 2-0 quickly, then Nick Castellanos. 3 home runs for the Phillies in this one. Philadelphia takes Game 1, is up 1-0 in the NLCS.
I love those highlights.
Thank you.
I love the Phillies right now. I'm not a Phillies fan, I'm a Red Sox fan. But I've already said, I'm rooting for the Phillies. Red October, baby.
I'm there.
Do the Phillies get back to the World Series?
I think they do. Arizona's a very young team, not a lot of experience. Yeah. The Phillies have been there before. They have a lot of rejuvenated talent. Johan Rojas, the center fielder, he comes in as this young boost of energy, but this is a team that's hungry. Schwarber, Harper, look at what Castellanos is doing. 5 home runs in the playoffs thus far. His relationship with his son is a big deal. It's been getting him going. This energy from this Phillies squad is definitely something to be excited about.
Are they going to have a date with the Stros?
I think they have a date with the Rangers.
Yes,
I think it's Texas versus Philadelphia.
Let's go.
I mean, Texas took 2 in Houston.
I know,
they go back to home field.
Anything can happen, right?
Anything can happen in October, especially in the Major League Baseball playoffs.
All right.
Okay, Ben Spector, thank you as always. When we come back, Citrus TV weather anchor Brandon Myers will be back in studio with one last look at your weather.
Here's to the straggly ones, the first ones. Hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
Welcome back into Citrus TV News. Taking a look here at our wake-up weather. Tomorrow it's going to be 50 degrees. It's going to be mostly cloudy with 4-mile-per-hour winds. Taking a look now at a deeper look into tomorrow. Now this morning, as per usual with me, I overslept and I put on shorts just thinking it was still summer, and I certainly paid the price for it this morning. And it's going to be looking like very similar temperatures to tomorrow. So certainly wear long pants.
I like that those 267 high days, Thursday, Friday. Looking forward to that.
Go out. Certainly go out.
Let's go out. Well, hey, I'm not happy about it. Of course, fall's here. It's getting colder, right? So why not plan your winter getaway? Well, you might not have to go far.
That's because Airbnb says Syracuse is one of the top trending winter holiday destinations. Syracuse has the highest growing number of searches for anywhere in New York State.
Ben, would you go to Syracuse if you could go for a winter's plan?
I don't know if I'd go to Syracuse because of the cold air, but to see the snow, that's something else. Syracuse gets a lot of snow.
Brandon, what about you?
I'm looking forward to all the snow we're going to get this winter, but I don't know if I'd stick around for the whole holiday season for it.
All right. Well, for all of us here at Citrus TV News, I'm John Perik.
And I'm Zach Richter. Have a great evening, Syracuse.